NBC 15 News at 11 starts now.
Now at 11, area cities are watching the Wisconsin River as it nears flood stage. Plus, it is day 7 with no sign of 2 escaped killers in upstate New York. We'll have the latest on where police are looking today. And the head of one NAACP chapter is under scrutiny for claiming she is part African American. Her own parents are telling a different story. Well, good morning, everyone. I'm Christine Belport. Ashley is off. A wet start to our Finally Friday, but will it dry up? Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Charlie Shortino. Hey, Charlie.
And we had some on-again, off-again showers during the morning, but we should be reasonably dry for the afternoon, barring a little bit of drizzle early. Mostly cloudy skies, about 67 for the high temperature today. There will be some sunshine north of here, however. We'll talk about that and look ahead to the weekend forecast, all coming up in just a few minutes.
Charlie, thank you. Well, people who live along the Wisconsin River are getting ready for rising waters after all the rain. 17 feet is flood stage for the Wisconsin River in Portage. And the National Weather Service is forecasting the river to reach 16.9 feet. Flooding is also making news elsewhere in the country. Severe weather in Colorado brought flash floods to Colorado Springs yesterday. The heavy rains quickly flooded streets, look at that, causing dangerous driving conditions all around that city. The fire department was called out to stranded drivers when the rains completely washed out roads. Look at that. More rain is in the forecast as the area remains under a flash flood warning until this afternoon. In case you just tuned in, that is out in Colorado. Day 7 of the search for 2 escaped prison inmates in upstate New York. Police are focusing on a wooded area near the prison while investigators continue to question a prison worker who had close ties to the inmates. NBC's Jay Gray reports now from New York.
For the second straight day, the manhunt is focused on 20 to 30 acres about 3 miles from the maximum security prison David Sweat and Richard Matt escaped 7 days ago.
It's a huge police presence. Everyone has got shotguns and rifles and pistols.
More than 500 officers and federal agents pushing through the trees and thick brush, which could provide countless areas for the men to hide.
We're looking underneath every rock, behind every tree, and inside every structure until we catch these 2.
As heavily armed teams continue their work, investigators are pushing for more information from Joyce Mitchell, a civilian employee in the prison's tailor shop.
Each day, we're learning more and more information from her as far as what her involvement was, what her relationships were with both Matt and Sweat, and from that, we're just developing leads that we continue to investigate.
This is what we know right now. Mitchell was supposed to drive the getaway car the day of the escape, but backed out at the last minute. Authorities say she did not provide the power tools the men used to cut their way out of prison, but did give them what they call contraband. And before the prison break, Mitchell was accused of getting too close to Sweat. He was removed from the tailor shop, but authorities called the allegations unfounded. While so many now try to find the violent escapees. Jay Gray, NBC News, Dannemora, New York.
In other national news, a political tradition for nearly 40 years has come to an end in Iowa, at least for the upcoming 2016 campaign. Republican leaders in Iowa agreed to end the presidential straw poll amid waning interest from potential GOP candidate in what is one of the largest fields in history. The straw poll was once considered an early test of campaign strength and required potential candidates to make large contributions in order to have a spot in the straw poll. Jeb Bush and other 2016 hopefuls had said they would skip the event this year. A controversy is surrounding a prominent civil rights activist in Spokane, Washington. She is the local leader of the NAACP, and amid a growing scandal, her parents have now come forward to say she's not African American as she's claimed, and that she is indeed Caucasian. NBC's Stanell Jones has more now on this story.
The question city officials in Spokane, Washington want answered this morning: did Rachel Dolezal violate policy by lying about her race on a job application? Dolezal serves as chairwoman of the city's Office of Police Ombudsman Commission, where she identified herself as Black, white, and American Indian for the volunteer appointment. Dolezal is the head of the local chapter of the NAACP and also teaches Africana Studies at Eastern Washington University.
She wants to recreate reality. She wants to just invent it herself.
Now Dolezal's parents, who are both white, have come forward telling the NBC affiliate KHQ that their family ancestry is Czech, Swedish, and German with a touch of Native American heritage, and that for years their daughter has been misleading people.
She knows it's false, but I think she's told herself, as well as she's told others, this erroneous identity of hers enough that by now she may believe it more than she believes the truth.
Dolezal made headlines in Spokane back in February when she said racist and threatening letters had been sent to the NAACP post office box. When a reporter for television station KXLY interviewed her about racial incidents, she was also asked about her racial background.
Is that your dad?
Yeah, that's my dad.
This man right here is your father? Right there?
You have a question about that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I was wondering if your dad really is an African-American man.
That's a very, I mean, I don't know what you're implying.
Are you African-American?
I don't understand the question of, I did tell you that, yes, that's my dad. And he was unable to come in January.
Are your parents, are they white?
The story quickly went viral, trending worldwide on Twitter overnight. Many asking for Dolezal to be removed from her job, saying, "Don't talk to me about how Rachel Dolezal knew the black struggle when she could pick and choose when to be black."
Well, that was quite the story. Now, NBC News was unable to reach Rachel. A source with the NAACP says there was an executive board meeting last night, and as of now, nothing has changed. She will lead the usual NAACP general membership meeting this coming Monday. No one knows, though, what will happen after that. Happening today, a man accused of firing shots at Madison police officers will be in court. Tommy Evans will have his arraignment hearing. Police were called to this home on Gammon Lane in March. When they arrived, they tried to get Evans to come downstairs, and that's when he fired a gun at them. He surrendered a short while later. Thankfully, no officers were injured. And gone. The Department of Justice quietly fired the Madison Crime Lab manager last summer for what they called unsatisfactory performance. Records show lab manager Amy Lautenbach was terminated July 1st. Now, the agency did not publicize her firing. But this week, Lautenbach told the Associated Press she believes she was targeted after she complained about her supervisor mocking bumper stickers that had a message of religious tolerance. State veterinarians issued restrictions for poultry events in our state to stop the spread of bird flu. The virus hit Wisconsin state 2 months ago, costing poultry farmers more than 1.7 million birds. 2 orders were issued restricting participation at exhibitions and fairs. The first bans poultry moving to or participating in swap meets or open shows in Wisconsin that are not part of a district, county, or state fair. Another requires fair organizers to verify exhibitors have not had any poultry deaths for 10 calendar days prior to the event. Both orders expire in December. The 47th annual Mount Horeb Summer Frolic is underway. The event runs all weekend long, showcasing area bands, food, and fun for the whole family. If you cannot go today, NBC 15's Amy Flugsopt is road tripping there for you. Make sure you tune in to see her at NBC 15 News at 5 and 6 p.m. this afternoon. Now that, my friends, would be a great assignment to have.